What's up, everyone? Jigsaw Bro here, back at it again on the 1050. Last time when I went out on the 250, I washed my registration and my insurance card in the back pocket of my jeans, so therefore it was very easy to pick out a bike today because I do not ride dirty anymore. Today what I want to do for you guys is give you a little inside information on my 3 years of riding, 4 years I guess, riding bikes and what I've learned about riding on the street, because there's a lot that you don't learn from the MSF course. I talked highly about the MSF course last time. Some things are mentioned, some things you just pick up from being on the street, right? Number one, obviously, things that I would recommend riding on the street is wear gear. I'm not the best example of wearing gear. There's way more gear that you could be wearing, but one thing you could say about me is that I always have some form of gear on, okay? I always have my gloves. I don't ride without gloves. Maybe not the best gloves ever. These are the Icon Hooligans. And I always have a helmet on. My head is the most important part of my body to me because without it, I am fucked, okay? Also, sometimes I wear shoe gear. So I have these street shoes. They're kind of like boots, sneaker kind of things. But those are an excellent choice if you want to protect your feet as well. Hello, officer. I do own a jacket. I don't own any pants. Sometimes I rock a jacket. In 95-degree weather, you will not see me wearing a jacket. So I'm not your dad to tell you how much gear you should wear, but you should probably have some kind of gear, okay? I know in Florida you don't have to wear a helmet. I always wore a helmet. Actually, there was this one time. I'll leave that story for later. So the number 2 rule that I can give you riding a motorcycle, okay, that you should follow while you're out on the street is that you need to pretend that you're invisible, okay? Because you are invisible to other cars. Imagine when you're in a car, sometimes people tell you, hey, I didn't see you. I was turning, backing up. I didn't see you there. In a motorcycle, 100% of the time you are invisible. Maybe not 100%, but that's how I act. It's like when you pick up a gun. If your daddy told you when you pick up a gun, you always act like the gun is loaded. Is it always loaded? No, but you don't want to kill anybody. Every time you're seeing somebody do something, you need to assume that they are not going to see you. Even if you're a guy riding a motorcycle, doing very dangerous activities, I know you care about your life, and you're new to riding especially, you got to pretend that nobody knows what they're doing, and you have to look out for them. Sometimes that means driving defensively. Other times that means driving offensively, okay? I would say I ride pretty aggressively on a motorcycle, not just because I'm out doing wheelies, but because I'm riding assuming that nobody knows what they're doing and I have to account for everybody else's driving. So if you're a new rider and you're watching this channel and you're wondering, how do I need to ride safely on the street? I just got my first motorcycle. I'm looking to get into riding. I don't know what I'm doing exactly, because when you're new, you're trying to figure out the street and you're trying to figure out the bike at the same time, right? So obviously take the time that you need in a parking lot and get that out of the way. But I would tell you the best way to do it is just to do it, right? Obviously you need to be careful, right? But that's why you're here, so you can learn some very valuable lessons from somebody who's been through it. Yo, what are you doing? See, don't do that. I think within the first month of riding it was that I had my first accident, and that really woke me up to the danger of riding a motorcycle, and it woke me up to rule number 3, which is pay attention. This is so important. Like, if you're watching this fucking video and you're like me and you don't pay attention, wake up. Because when you're on your bike, you need to pay attention, not just for you, but for everybody, okay? And this is important. Because when you're on a bike, like I said, rule number 2 is you're invisible, okay? Pay attention means you need to be watching what you're doing, but also what everybody else is doing. Maybe you don't do this in a car. I don't know. I don't. When I'm in a car, honestly, I'm a little ADD, okay? I lose attention very quickly, and people have told me this in a car, but they haven't told me this in a motorcycle. When I'm in a car, I kind of driving, and I might be looking around and chilling and doing this, right? I'm looking at the road, but I'm doing it unconsciously. When you're on a bike, you need to be conscious of everything. You need to be laser focused on what you're doing, okay? And it's very important that you do that. I'm gonna pull over here for a second. I'm saying pay attention to the left turns that people are making. If people are on their phone, that's a big one actually. Everybody is on their phone, man. That's why you see bikers going around getting pissed at people, revving at them, going crazy, because people are on their phones and it's very, very dangerous, right? If I'm in a car and you're in a car and you're on your phone and you hit me, I might be okay, okay? If you're in a car and I'm on a bike and you hit me, we're gonna have a bad time, okay? This is my bike, by the way. I know you saw it. Rule number 4, familiarize yourself with your bike. And this goes for any new bike that you ride, no matter how experienced you are. People know this, right? I remember giving Corbin my bike, one of my buddies in Tallahassee. He used to be so good at doing wheelies, right? And I gave him my bike and I said, hey, show me how to wheelie in second gear. It took him like an hour to ride the bike to then even do his first wheelie on my bike. This is an experienced guy, knows what he's doing, how to do wheelies, how to do that. He did not just want to get on a bike and start wheeling it just because he knew how to wheelie another bike. Bikes are different. Every time I get on my bike, I have to refamiliarize myself with this bike. Sure, it's very quick, right? I can do my first wheelie of the day and I'll probably be fine. But it still feels a little twitchy. So rule number 4, like I said, is familiarize yourself with your bike. And that means learning the controls. If you're new to bikes, you need to familiarize yourself with bikes in general, which means this is a clutch, this is a shift lever, this is a rear brake, this is a foot brake, and this is the throttle. Okay, very simple. If you're new, it's not that simple, because for me, I don't have to think about these things. It's second nature. I don't have to think to throttle. I just do it, right? When I want to slow down, I just do it, right? Which brings us to rule number 5, or rule number 4. No, rule number 5. Learn how to stop, learn how to slow down. Very important, because people, again, will try to kill you out on the street, okay? There's a lot of ways to slow down. In my opinion, the quickest way to slow down is to shift gears and then hit the brake, okay? It's very, very, very quick, depending on the motorcycle that you're on. This bike, it's got the Brembo brakes, it's got the suspension, it's got this, it's got that, doesn't matter. You should be able to slow down probably faster than you speed up. And go. See, look at that, look at that. Look at that, right now, you know what I just thought? You know what I thought because of the angle? I thought that truck in the back was passing that car. If that would have been happening and I was doing 120 miles an hour, I would have been so fucked, okay? And that would not probably have been his fault, even though it's a turn. I am out here in the country doing X miles per hour and I'm going fast as hell, and I'm not giving that guy time to get back in his lane, okay? Would that have been my fault? I don't know. It doesn't matter, because at the end I'm dead. So learn to deal with it, learn to slow down, okay? Sometimes you're doing things, right, that are gonna put you in a dangerous situation. Sometimes they're doing things. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's your life and you have to be the one to protect it. Don't worry about anybody else. So if you're gonna be like me and you're gonna ride like an asshat, at least learn how to protect yourself. That was rule number 5, boys. Welcome to Two Wheel Assault. Rule number 6, ride to have fun. And that is a rule. That is a rule. That is a mandatory rule. I cannot stand people that ride on these machines and they do not want to have fun. And fun, I get it. Fun is relative. Some people have fun one way, some people have fun another way, right? And I haven't met a lot of people that are like this, because motorcycles, just by their nature, are fun. That might mean different things to different people. For me, it means once in a while, I'm gonna do a wheelie. It means for me, I'm gonna do dumb stuff. I might even drop my bike. Oh my God, big deal, right? At the end of the day, this machine, I don't like this machine for the beauty, for what it is, material. I like what it brings me in my life, right? The adventures that it takes me on, this channel, the people that I've met, the crazy things that I've done on it and learn how to do. I feel like I've accomplished things. It's kind of strange coming from the WR and doing wheelies and getting on this bike and then doing them. This bike is just, nothing compares to doing wheelies on a supermoto or on a dirt bike. It is just so easy, so smooth. Riding this bike is a pleasure, but compared to that bike, doing wheelies on this is super annoying. I don't know if maybe I've just only been doing wheelies on the supermoto. Wheelies on this bike are super fun, but I feel like it's almost more fun to do power wheelies and short wheelies than actually try to ride out a wheelie as long as possible. Maybe I'm just lacking the practice. What I think I gotta do is start doing wheelies in third gear and do stand-up wheelies, because on my GSX-R, I was doing sit-down wheelies for a while, and then I started doing stand-ups, and it just started coming so natural. because it's almost that much easier to do stand-ups on a sport bike. We're going off-road. See, for example, somebody can be coming out of here, and then whose fault is it? I'm driving like an asshole. They didn't see me. You're dead. Whoop-de-doo. Maybe your mama gets some money. What's it matter if you're not here? All she wants is her son. You took that away from her. Ride like you're invisible, son. Get away from the rain. I hope the one rule that I don't have to give you guys is don't ride drunk. I hope that goes without being said. You can do all the wheelies, you can do all the dumb stuff you want, right? But that level of dumb is not justified. Come on, dude. You guys I wanna grab one of these. You can do wheelies until the world ends, okay? Do not ride drunk. And take it from somebody who did it one time. It took one time, and I never did it again, okay? Because it's a horrible idea. And I violated so many rules that same day, okay? I'm sharing this story because I want other people to learn, okay? For no other reason. I'm not bragging about this. This is not a good thing to do. Do not do this. I went out to the club with some friends, okay? And then I went home, right, alone. And then I hit up a girl, and I was gonna go meet up with a girl, and she lived 2 blocks down from me, okay? And then I thought, hey, why don't I take my bike? Mind you, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not like vomiting drunk, but I'm probably over the legal drinking limit, or whatever the limit is called. And I say, hey, I'm gonna take my bike. And then I think, this is why you don't ride drunk, because you make bad decisions. And then I think, hey, I don't need a helmet. It's Florida. I can ride without my helmet. Mind you, I'm thinking about how I can legally ride without a helmet, but not legally thinking, hey, I can't legally ride under the influence, okay? That's drunk thinking. What the fuck is this doing here? And then, not only did I ride without a helmet, right? There was some dudes walking down the street, and I was on the Gixxer before I got it decked out. I had the brilliant idea to do a wheelie, okay? Helmetless, drunk, pitch black, I did a wheelie. Mind you, it was a good wheelie from what I remember, okay? Probably it wasn't. It's probably horrendous. I was still learning. They fucking went apeshit, okay? I landed it, fine. My heart was beating on my way to get laid. Gixxer bro was gonna go to get laid, okay? I pull up, I'm in the parking lot, okay? I try to make a right turn, and I dropped the bike, me on it, like it wasn't like a parking lot drop. I actually fell on the bike, scraped myself up, and then at the end of the night, did not get laid, okay? So that's the moral of the story. Don't ride drunk, because you won't get laid in the end anyway. Oh, and that other time that I said that I fell, first month of riding, that I learned my lesson. The first time that I ate shit, and this is when I realized how much you need to pay attention on a motorcycle. Yo, 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 yo. Anyway, I was leaving class, I was on my way home, and I think what happened was, this was 4 years ago. I still remember it pretty vividly, but I don't remember what caused it exactly. I know I looked away. So what happened was, I was in stop and go traffic leaving school, right? And traffic was going, right? But what happens in stop and go traffic is it goes and then it stops. So what I didn't notice is that traffic had stopped, and then I very quickly had to slam on my brakes, and what happened, the front tire went out and I flew over the front of the bike. So that was my lesson as to, hey, pay attention, because what happens if you're in a car and you slow down, you see what I just did there? I did that subconsciously. I got out of that lane. Why? Because it gives me more time to react. Gixxer bro with the max pass. So like I was saying, if I was in a car in that situation, I might have slammed on the brakes, my tires might have squealed, and that would have been the end of it. But since you're on a motorcycle, when you slow down too quickly, what happens, because Newton's laws, speaking of laws, you will keep flying off of that motorcycle even if the motorcycle slows down, because you don't have a seatbelt. Okay, so lesson learned. Pay attention, because things happen and you need to be on the lookout for you. I learned that lesson very early on, and it taught me that my eyes on the road all the time, not only forward but backward, looking around, cops, where's a car here, where's a car there, everything you need to be in mind of. Okay, and speaking of cops, I'm gonna take you guys to the last rule, rule number 7. Watch for cops. Watch for cops. Watch for cops. If you're going big with number 6, having fun, look out for cops. Chances are, especially nowadays, from what I see people doing on motorcycles on YouTube and everywhere else, chances are you're gonna do some things that are so questionable. Okay, lane splitting, maybe, if it's not legal in your state or your country. In most other countries I think it's legal though. If you're gonna do wheelies, if you're gonna be speeding, if you're gonna be busting people's mirrors and shit, look out for cops. They're not that hard to spot. You know, sometimes the hardest are when they're undercover, and that's when you gotta be be on the lookout. Cops are doing their job. I think that maybe we would be better served to, you know, worry about other things than people doing wheelies down the road. But that's the law, that's the way it's gonna be for now. So maybe we should fight to legalize wheelies, legalize lane splitting, legalize these things. But until then, you guys gotta follow rule number 7 if you're gonna do that, okay? Those have been my 7 rules for today. How to ride a motorcycle on the street. I gave you guys times that I haven't followed those rules. Number 1, there was one time I didn't follow that. I probably maybe gone out 2 other times without gloves. Sometimes I'll go to the gym without boots. But I always got my helmet, except that one time, and don't do that ever, okay? Rule number 2, be invisible. Be like you're invisible. I always follow that rule. Rule number 3, pay attention. Most of the time I follow that rule. That's a good rule. Rule number 4 was learn your bike. Always got to familiarize yourself with your bike. If you're new to riding, learn everything in a parking lot first, then go out on the street. You guys got to get used to riding on the outside or on the inside of the lanes too. That's very important. Something I do unconsciously now, especially when you pull up to a light, so that you don't get rear-ended. Somebody can just pass right by you if you're right. Sometimes I'm even like right off the line, just to be safe. Maybe even you get sideswiped instead of just completely rammed. I'd take that any day. Rule number 5 was learn how to brake. Very important. If you're paying attention, if you're out on the road, you're judging people's moves, somebody makes a bad decision, you got to make a good one. Learn how to slow down, come to a complete stop. Bonus tip, when you're talking about paying attention, stay out of people's blind spots. That's when you're really invisible. And by really invisible, I mean even if they try to look for you, they wouldn't see you. That's invisible. Even if they look back, turn their head, check their mirrors, they may not see you if you're in the blind spot. So if you're just hanging around in people's blind spots, this is why it's good to have a powerful bike, because you just get out of there real quick. Rule number 6, have fun on your bike, guys, because why else do you have it? I know, in Europe bikes are extremely popular. You guys are just riding them because everybody rides them. But I bet you're having fun too. You guys are out there having fun. I see you guys. You got the lane splitting. It's so commonplace over there that everybody's out there having a good time. Shout out to Europe. Shout out to my Europe fans. Another bonus rule. Man, I feel like I should have added more rules. Bonus rule number 2. Wave to your bike brothers. And last but not least, rule number 7. Watch for cops, because you're gonna have a bad day if you get pulled over for anything at all. This is Jigsaw Bro. You guys are Team 2 Wheel. Appreciate you tuning in. This is my channel. Check out some more videos. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Jigsaw Bro out.